Welcome back to Pick 6, Week 3, the 2012 NFL season. As you know the format, we got 6 matchups. 3 of them, again, this week are in prime time. Good prime time scheduling early on, so we always appreciate that. We're going to start off with the New York Giants, the Carolina Panthers. Yeah, the Giants have a lot of injuries this week, but it's football. You have to play regardless of whether you're injured or not. So we look at the matchup, and it looks very easily like the Panthers are going to win at home on a short week. But don't write the Giants out. The Giants are 6-0 when Hakeem doesn't play for them, and 22-22 when he does. I know it's a strange statistic, but what the heck. Last year, the Giants beat New England when they were without Ahmad Bradshaw and Hakeem Nicks, so go figure. It looks like the matchup again is going to favor Carolina with the injuries on the Giants side, but with the short week and me not being sold completely on the Panthers offense just yet because the Saints defense is just atrocious. They can't stop anybody apparently, unless there's a bounty out for them. But anyways, we are looking at the Giants are going to be victorious this Thursday night. Our second matchup we're going to look at is the Monday night matchup of the Green Bay Packers at the Seattle Seahawks. Now, this obviously looks like it should be just a runaway blowout with the Packers just smattering the Seahawks. But Seattle always plays extremely well at home with the 12th man around them. And a lot of people are sleeping on Seattle's secondary. It is very good. You really need to watch out for what they're doing there. And Russell Wilson, he is decent. I'm not going to say he's good, but he's decent. For a rookie quarterback, you could do a lot worse. But it's all going to really come down to the offense of Seattle against the offense of the Packers against the defense of Seattle. I'm going to take Green Bay in this one on the road. This can be a lot closer than what a lot of people think. Then we come up to a Sunday night matchup, the New England Patriots at the Baltimore Ravens. This will be a very good game. What it's going to come down to, though, is whether New England's rehauled offense is going to be able to move the ball consistently against the Baltimore Ravens. I don't think so. I think Baltimore's offense is going to have its way with the New England defense. I think Ray Rice is going to have a pretty big game, and Flacco isn't going to do anything stupid, which is going to cost them the game. So I have Baltimore taking this matchup on Sunday night. Now we move on to a little bit better matchup, I think, is the Houston Texans at the Denver Broncos. This is going to be a really good matchup. We're really going to be able to see how well Peyton and the Broncos offense responds to what they did last week in Atlanta. That was just an ugly first quarter. You can't do anything about those when those happen. They just happen, and you have to move on. So now we're going to see how well they move on. I believe they're going to do well against Houston. I have Denver winning this in a close-fought matchup with a late turnover by Houston. It's going to seal the victory for the Broncos. The next matchup we're going to look at is the Atlanta Falcons at the San Diego Chargers. Now, a lot of people don't know these are 2 unbeatens going head-to-head. Now, again, who have they really beaten? Atlanta, they beat Denver. Solid win. They went out to a big lead, and then they just were front runners for the rest of the game. They did enough to win, and that's all they really needed to do. They didn't really need to exert themselves. With San Diego, they beat 2 teams, Oakland, which is division rivalry, so you kind of have to throw out matchups and records when division rivals go at it because they're always tougher games than usual. And they also beat the Tennessee Titans. But the Titans we're still really not too sure about. We know Chris Johnson can't run the ball, but we're still iffy on whether Jake Locker is really going to be the man or not for Tennessee. And we will see as the season goes on. But that's who they had to play, and that's who they beat. So San Diego's 2-0, just like Atlanta. But I have Atlanta going across the country and beating San Diego by at least 10 points. Atlanta has went from a run-first team to now they're a throw-first team. They run enough to make the defense respect play action, and that's all they really need. I mean, Roddy White, Julio Jones, Tony Gonzalez, that's very solid. You can't ask for anything more for Matt Ryan to be throwing to. So then we move on to the last matchup of the week, and this is going to surprise a lot of people. Again, we have two undefeated teams going head-to-head. The Philadelphia Eagles, with that 2 points combined victory total, winning by 1 point in Week 1 and Week 2, are going all the way out to Arizona to face the 2-0 Arizona Cardinals. That's right, 2-0 Arizona Cardinals. Yes, they got lucky that they beat New England last week with that horrible field goal in the final seconds. But you also have to remember, New England got extremely lucky on the fumble 40 seconds earlier. So, they won the game. That's all that matters. So, what we're looking at is Philadelphia and Arizona as to what is this really going to come down to. And it's going to come down to whether Mike Vick is able to hang on to the ball or whether he's going to give it away. Yes, the Cardinals quarterback situation is still up in the air. Cobb's starting because Skelton's injured, but it is what it is. You just got to move on. Ken Wisenhunt is doing the best he can with what he has. The Arizona defense is really, really good. A lot of people are sleeping on them defensively, but that happens. If you really look back, the last 11 games the Cardinals have played, they've won 9 of them. How many 9-2 teams in the last 11 games are as least talked about as Arizona is right now? The only reason we talk about Arizona is we say how terrible their quarterback situation is, not how great that defense is. So I think Arizona's defense is really going to get after Vick, and he's going to have a few more turnovers. And this time, Philadelphia is not going to win by 1 point. It is going to be a 4-point win by Arizona, 27-24. And that is this week's Pick 6.